Hello, my name is Mike Pfaff, and this is my YouTube channel, Living in the Illusion. So last time we got together, we talked about the present moment and how that's the only place that we can be. Although we think we're in a lot of different places, in the past, in the future, all over. But no, you can only be in the present moment. Well, we're going to take a quantum leap into something else today. And again, like most of the stuff now that we have talked about facets of this in other videos that I made. But in this video, now I already started it, I find it easier if I put some of this stuff on the whiteboard first. We're going to talk about meaning. What is meaningful in our world? And of course, our world is in an illusion. So we're going to have to be careful about how we look at what is meaningful for us. Now, I did a lot, not that much, but I did some research, and meaning is related to purpose or significance of something else, usually an object. There is, everything outside of you, you think is an object. And there's going to be meaning attached to that. So we're going to look at that attachment in maybe a little different way. So now, again, here is an old model. I spiffied it up a little bit with a little color so that it'll look cuter. But we're going to talk about what's outside of you, and again, what's inside of you, and how information flows between the two. So you'll notice, let's look at the outside. Now, in several videos, we have put over here on the outside several things. And we're going to do that again. And we start with everything is outside of you. Your car, trees, your significant other, your kids, your shoes, your shirt. Everything's outside of you. So again, I'm going to put down everything, because we usually don't think that everything is outside of us, because we can't see the everything. We look around, we say, oh, I don't see everything. If I look on television, I get to see a lot more. If I go on the internet, so everything isn't outside of me, it's other places. But I want you to think everything is outside of you, and it's in the form of energy. So, everything and then energy. So we're building up what's outside of us. And it should sound familiar because we talked about it before. And this everything that's outside of you that is energy is a field. And that field, sometimes I've called it the field of everything. Other times I've called it, because that's what it seems to be, consciousness. So outside of you is consciousness. Very controversial to even say that. And then, therefore, since it's everything, it's infinite. Infinite. And another name given for it is the all. The all. So you can see there's a lot of stuff out here, but we're not that familiar with it. We're familiar with what's inside of us. So, like, we only are in the present moment, but inside of us we have our memories. I talk a lot about memories. Inside of us is our memories, and our memories, you might not think about it that way, but our memories coalesce into specific beliefs. And all of those memories and beliefs we store in the subconscious mind. So inside of us, wherever that is the subconscious mind with all of our memories, which are experiences that we've had, personally, about this past. We don't have about the future. If we think about things in the future, you know what we have to use? Our present memories to think about the future. So we need to bring our past memories into the present to think about the future. So even the future is part of the past. Now, also inside of us, we have our conscious mind. Okay? We're going to put the conscious mind in. And the conscious mind is all we know, because it talks our language. It tells us stuff. Now see, this looks like we've done this before, but keep in mind we're going to talk about meaning. So here again is the difference between the inside and the outside. We have this little barrier here, and in the barrier we have a lens which gets the information from the external world. I say world, but you know, it's really not a world, it's a field of energy. And from that field, information comes to us, and we accept it through our lens, through our five senses. The information comes through the five senses, and we have done that before, and I'll put a link to that other video. From the information that comes from our senses, we filter it, and what do we use to filter it? Our past memories, beliefs, experiences, reference information, all kinds of stuff. But we take the information from the outside and through our senses, which give us not everything, but it will give us a lot of information in specific form from the outside. The senses translate that into electromagnetic information that we can use. The subconscious observes that, and determines, based on our past, what's important for us. And those things that aren't important for us, throws away. Why? They're not important. They're not relevant to us. We have no information about them. Not yet, at least. And that makes them meaningless. Meaningless. And so it throws them away. Now, this is, we talked about this before. So this shouldn't be new, but isn't it interesting that pretty much I said the same thing I did a bunch of times. I change my mind every once in a while. So now, we're talking about meaning. So we're going to play a little game. I'm going to have a little sip of tea. All right. Now, I do this with clients in session. It's kind of fun, so maybe it'll be fun for you. I've done this too in the past, and I'll put a link to that information too. But for you that might be new, and for you that are adventurous, we can try a little game. So, here's how it works. I want you to, whatever environment you're in, I want you to cast your eyes, your sensory inputs, cast your senses around, and in your environment, pick out an object that you find interesting. Could be a picture, could be a piece of furniture, it could be a cup of tea, it could be a lot of different things, something that you find interesting for you. And I'll give you a few seconds while I have another cup of tea. Did you pick something out? Why not? Just for the thrill of experiencing the meaning. So I'm going to assume you pick something out. And I'm going to pick something out so I can kind of use it as a guide. So I'm going to pick out this lamp that you can't see, but I'm going to turn over here. It's a big lamp. I got that lamp where it is so that I will look pretty and won't have so many shadows on my face. So I basically got several lamps designed to cut down and make me look a lot younger. So whatever you picked out, I want you to look at it. I'm going to look at this lamp, and I want you to say, whatever the object is, name the object, this lamp, this picture, this cup, this whatever you picked out, this statue, whatever you're looking at, this lamp, this picture, this whatever you picked out, this lamp has no meaning. This cup has no meaning. This chair has no meaning. I want you to say that, and I want you to think about it. Okay, this lamp has no meaning. This cup has no meaning. Now, as you think about that, how does it make you feel? How does it make you feel when you say, this cup has no meaning? This picture has no meaning. This coat has no meaning. And you can look out the window, if you have a window. And as you look out the window and there's trees and there's cars, whatever's out there, say, anything I see from this window has no meaning. Oh. Now, in session, a lot of people will say, I don't have any effect on it. Okay, has no meaning. Other people will say, well, that sounds like a lie. It sounds like I'm lying to myself. Here I got this this picture of my daughter, my son, my girlfriend, whatever. They say, of course it has meaning. It has purpose and significance. It has purpose and significance. Now I want you to, as you have just done, thought about the object of interest for you that you picked out. I want you to look at it again. Now this is part of the illusion, that I want you to begin to understand how subtle the illusion affects your life and causes you to see things that aren't there and to experiencing things that aren't quite what you think. So look at the object. And as I look at the lamp and you look at the other object, or the cup of tea in your hand, I want you to say, in this case, lamp for me, the only meaning this lamp has for me is the meaning I give it. And I want you to look at the object that you selected that was interesting for you, and I want you to say, this object, the only meaning it has is the meaning I give it. Very profound. And some people, when we do this in session, they say, well, that makes more sense. That feels better. It doesn't feel like I'm lying. So now the profoundness comes in. First of all, outside of you is energy. There are no objects out there. There's only energy. Where do the objects come from that you think are outside of you? That's information, all right, because there's energy that's moving here, and your object, whatever it is created inside of you. This is your object. This is your object that was of interest. This is a picture of your daughter, your son. This is a new pair of shoes you have. This is your new car. This is the door to get outside. Whatever it is, whatever the object you think has meaning for you, meaning, which means it has a purpose and significance for you, you created inside. The meaning, now here is the important fact. The meaning does not come from the outside object. It comes from your inside creation. Everything in your world, everything in your world has no meaning. The lamp of itself has no meaning. It's neutral. Everything outside of you is neutral and meaningless until you create it inside. You create all the meaning for your world inside of you. The meaning does not come from the outside. The meaning does not come from the picture of your daughter or your son. It doesn't come from the car or the cup in your hand. The meaning comes from inside of you, and you create it. The picture of your son or your daughter. If I see it, I say, so what? Has no meaning for me. Your meaning of that picture comes from inside of you. That is profound. Why? Nothing outside of you has any meaning. It's all neutral. You put the meaning on it. You create your world the way it is. It does not come from the outside world. What you think is your world is not outside of you. It's something that you could. Now I'm pointing here, but we really don't know if this is where your inside world is. You know why? It's made of memories. It's done a filtering system through the memories. Nobody knows where the memories are, where they're stored, how many there are, how they're interconnected. We don't know that. And we don't know if it's in our brain. We don't know if there's in our brain. So there is an awful lot that we have to discuss and try to figure out. But again, I want to make this clear, because you're going to forget it in a while. You're going to say, that old man, he don't know what he's talking about. Nothing outside of you has any meaning until you take the information in, raw data, filter it, think about it, move it through your experience of the past, and put a meaning on it in here, not out there. The lamp in and of itself has no meaning. This cup in and of itself has no meaning. And we'll talk about something else next time, but I'm going to give you a hint. Nothing outside of you makes you upset. You're never, ever upset. For what you think is outside of you. You're always upset because of what you're doing inside of you. If you want to stop getting upset and throwing rocks at what's outside of you, you got to change what you're doing inside. And won't that be fun? So, we have a lot to talk about. And hopefully this will get you thinking a little bit and to recognize the illusion that you are in all the time and how you create your world. Oh, by the way, I should have told you, because I didn't talk about the conscious mind. But the conscious mind observes that and just projects it to the outside. So the conscious mind's projection is what you think are the objects outside with meaning. And you don't recognize that you're doing it inside. Now, why is that important? You can change your life. How are you going to do that? Change your filter system. Create a different world. So, give that some thought. And, oh, by the way, down below, you can subscribe. I don't know how many of these I'm going to be doing, but I enjoy doing them right now. And you can also like, and if you got this far and recognize this is your world, well, you like something about it. It kept you busy for a while. So hit the like button. We'll look forward to seeing you next time. We'll probably move deeper into this model and talk about the world that you create and how you can change it, or something else. So have fun and let go of what you don't need, because it's all in the past. And we'll see you next time. Bye now.